हेलो। हाय। आ गए हो सब? ओके, शुरू करते हैं। ठीक है, तो टुडे इज़ 13th of November, 2020. It's 5 a.m. in the morning, and the last night I was reading a book, so I got many instances from that book, and it's a good book. I'll just recommend to you in between of this audio note. So this book gave me some instances to talk about, and I always wanted to talk about this, but never got any time, maybe. Okay, so today we will be finally talking about what is this truth of reality. Like, what is it? है क्या मैं कहाँ रह रहा हूँ? What is the reality I'm living into? What is this called, or how it functions, or basically foundation क्या है इस चीज़ का? We'll try to understand in this podcast, and if you could understand any of my word, give it a thumbs up, or just listen to this and think about it, and think about what you think, and tell me, maybe, because I have always thought that why this existence is called universe and not universe or universe or something like that. Okay, I'll come back to have you ever thought, or even are your thoughts your own, or they're engraved in you or injected inside you unknowingly? Well, my question will remain the same. Have you ever thought? So in this podcast we'll be talking about, as I told you earlier, what is the truth of reality. So this is something, if you understand this is something that you could manipulate the control center of all your experiences. Like, you get the power to control your emotions, your doings, anything. Like, you could be the king of the world. So I got this thought, ethically talking about, today's November, so I got this idea of all this around April, 6-7 months from now. And so yeah, right now I'm reading this book called Thinking Fast and Slow from Daniel Kahneman. So he talks something about noetic reality, noetic consciousness. So first of all, we'll talk about what is this neotic consciousness. So basically, this consciousness is something which allows an organism to be aware of and to be cognitively operate on objects and events and relations among objects and events in the absence of those objects and events. समझ में आया? नहीं आया? मैं बताता हूँ. So all these experiences which occur or which happen to us about some objects or events, when we aren't in control of that object or event, or we are not even present around those objects or events, is something noetic. For example, my dream, sapna. The time you dream is something where you are in a reality, but that reality is of your own. No one will ever come across that reality inside you consciously, right? So with that said, what I thought is, there is something called my reality, and there's something called our surroundings reality. So basically मुझे ये समझ में आ गया कि that we have something called two realities, and somewhere it is written in the book that's the first one is called Indo-Psychic Reality and the second one is called Exo Psychic Reality. So अब यहाँ बात आ जाती है ये Indo-Psychic और Exo Psychic होती क्या है. बट सबसे पहले तो साइकिक क्या होती है भाई साहब. तो साइकिक इज बेसिकली psychic is a person who claims to, I don't know what is psychic, how to pronounce it. Let's just, it's something related to sense, okay. If you talk about exopsychic reality, it is something which is present outside us, right? For example, which I can see, which I can talk about, and which my physical organs help me to observe and to remember, to create a new knowledge book around it. For example, my eyes is a sense, my eyes gives me a sense of the outer reality, and this is exopsychic reality. But my consciousness is my Indo-Psychic reality. So मैं अपने दिमाग से अपनी सोच को देख रहा हूँ, वो एक Indo-Psychic reality है. But the point where you look outside the real world, outside your consciousness, outside your body, is everything outside is exopsychic. And as humans, we try to create a balance around Indo-Psychic and exopsychic realities to live a peaceful life. But when you start thinking, or when you start thinking about your consciousness, like when your brain started watching your consciousness, this happens. Yeah, the thing you're listening to right now, this happens. So, and ultimately what I've come across, that the fear of humans, the major fear of humans is to share these realities. It is not death. Sharing these two realities is what humans fear the most. And because this is where our most vulnerable thoughts come across, and all this stuff about reality, this is not something which I have developed or which I have said. It has been said in the past, it has been said in most of the books. Even if you follow Buddha, he has also said this, that life is happening outside, but एक पर्दा है, ठीक है, एक जैसे मूवी वाले पर्दे होते हैं, एक पर्दा है कॉन्शियसनेस का, and we look across life around that parda. You got it? I don't think so, but still. So that is something about realities, that we are actually living in a world where, or in a universe where we have multiple realities. I have come across two for sure, maybe there are more, and this maybe these maybes create storms, these maybe creates magic. So I recently read about this chicken boy from Fiji and how he lost his identity as a human and tend to behave as a chicken because he was put into that specific condition, or let's say environment. Similarly, our thought process, our actions are the integral output of the society we live in. We never took that decision. We believed that was ours. It was ultimately the society who took that decision. And let me tell you before in hand that in my podcasts, I don't know, or in my videos, you'll come across a word that will be very repetitive and that is society. I don't know why, but I use it a lot. So it was ultimately the society who took that decision, and you fall into its trap. Let's say you want to be an engineer. Well, that's a lot of us, but then you suddenly regret your decision, and eventually you see thousands other in your group and they are in regret too. So the decision and the regret, both were actually fake and not you, right? We have come across a lot of ये जो motivation stuff आते रहते हैं, उनकी status पे लोग लगाते हैं. आजकल आपने देखा होगा कि be you, the most important thing is to be you. So what is this being you stuff if you can't even take a specific decision? Then you join a specific community. Let's leave all the creative stuff here and let's talk about conventional living. You tend to do anything accordingly. You're motivated enough and you work hard for it. You have certainly made a group or met people like-minded with you who are in this reality of yours. Or let's say you took that decision because you met a specific person you liked, and what they did, what they talked about, you found it fascinating and told your brain that this is what I actually want to become. This is so me. Like, really? Are you? Huh? Trust me, you weren't. It was again the society who is there above everything. I would have shared my personal experience as well, but I've already shared it in my blog, so let's not start it here. But there's something which I have experienced, that somewhere all of us want to get beyond dependencies. Really confused about that stuff. But we all believe in the idea of change, but we never act accordingly. I don't know. When we talk about love, the same theory goes with this thought process. You tend to become the person you like and you almost start behaving like them too. It's cute and beautiful, but also dangerous because you can really get lost and you can fake your identity. It can take over you and you wouldn't even know. But there's this question I recently asked to one of my friends, and I don't know, I don't remember what she replied, but I asked her that if you actually have the idea of all this, will you still fall in something? Like, will you still dream of something? Will you still think of something doing, or you just leave everything? I really doubt that, because once you're in a path of getting knowledge, acquiring knowledge around different stuff, and you tend to create a creative mindset, conventionally you are bad at creating relationships around people, around your family, your friends, which I've experienced. And the only reason behind this can be you tend to have the best relationship with yourself, and you don't like acquire any external form of dependency. But here again comes a reality of the surrounding reality. The person you are with, or the surrounding you are with, is most tentatively not required, or I don't know I am not getting that word, I'm really sorry. It is not necessary that the same person will be around the same place or in the same space you are. So I believe this all existence and happiness is a factor, and it works like a triangle. If you need more or you acquire more, you'll have less people around you. And I relate this to the Matki 4 celebrations. There's only one Kanhaiya at the top. Okay. So that's way too much of, like, ये बिल्कुल ग्राफ ही नीचे कर गया हमारी बातों की सीरियसनेस इसका है. So if you think you're comfortable around your reality, I think gradually you are in a trap. If your society is not judging you and stays with you on your decisions, because it is ultimately not you, but you can be you if you learn to choose, which I have learned recently. Yeah, I'm not ये कट करूँगा. If you know what environment you actually want, or the people around you, it's proven scientifically that you tend to become people you spend your average daytime with. It's poetically proven too. And with poetries or stories, I don't mean words, I mean emotions. And the world works on emotions, in my opinion. I recently got to know with my friend, like he recently said me, he lives with me, so he just he said me that I do a lot of emotional buying, and yes, I figured out that it was true. I do a lot of emotional buying, but then I thought that ultimately almost every buy, 99% of every buy is an emotional buy, and we all are doing this. Think about it and tell me. I don't know how to conclude this. So, if you reached till here, let me tell you, you're awesome. This is always, I do this always, स्कूल से, मतलब मेरे ब्लॉग्स जो पढ़ते थे स्कूल में, अगर कोई है यहाँ पे स्कूल से, जल्दी PMSOP लिख दो. मजाक करो. But if you remember, if there's someone from the school, you guys remember, right? Around the speeches or around the blogs I used to share with all of you, I always tell you, I always told you, always said that if you were listening to me, or if you're reading to me around all this time, let me tell you, you're awesome. So that's 19 minutes of stuff. बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया, बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया. कितने बज गए यार? सुबह 7 बज गए. So I'll just edit this and I'll be uploading this video now. I don't know if this comes to you. You are very lucky, trust me. And I was going to share you the book's name, which I've already shared, I guess, in this podcast. But again, this is a must-read book from Daniel Kahneman. It's called Thinking Fast and Slow. This Daniel Kahneman is a senior scholar at Princeton University, and he is awarded the Nobel Prize in Economics in 2002. Well, with 2002, we have... What was that? Okay. Oh, so hi. Before ending this, let me tell you, today is World Kindness Day. Sometimes all we need is a little kindness. So, and also today is Dhanteras. Oh my god. Yeah, so happy Dhanteras to all of you, and happy World Kindness Day to each one of you who's listening to this and who isn't listening to this as well. You must have read that quote. We all are going through our own battles, so let's be kind, and we'll meet soon. Most probably we'll talk about validations in our next podcast, and I don't know when it is coming. तो पूछने मत लग जाना यार, तुम लोग बहुत परेशान कर देते हो कि कब आएगा पॉडकास्ट कब आएगा. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. आएगा कभी ना कभी, तो maybe sometime when I have a similar night like I had yesterday. It was so peaceful, trust me. So yeah, that'll be it from my side. My name is Karthik Manan. Thank you for listening to me, and have a happy day. Bye.